Well, how's everybody on a Wednesday afternoon? This is going to happen whether I like it or not, whether I'm ready to go or not. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday? Crystal, first one in my shop today. Everybody, come on in, make yourself at home. We're amongst good people. Hope everybody's had a good 2 weeks. It is summer. Wow, is it summer? It's hot. I complain all winter, then I complain all summer. It's what I do. I have to be bothered to be happy. I guess so. How's everybody? It's a good day to work on leather. If you can't work on leather, it's a good day to talk about working on leather. Very nice. We got some fun stuff to look at. Actually, we got a lot of stuff to look at and talk about. First off, Jill, my wife, she's in New Jersey with her dad and brother, Joe and Jay. Hey to y'all if you're watching. And so I'm home alone, which is never adult supervision. Very anyway. So, but let's see. Also, another one. My 10-year anniversary is coming up with Weaver. Now, I'm going into my 10th year. So I don't know if that's your 10-year, but splitting hairs, right? Splitting hairs. Anyway, we've got a 10-year anniversary coming up. So the next time we get together, I'm sorry, we're not doing a giveaway today. A lot of people on the road moving around, not many that can help with the live today. But we're going to kind of save it up, push it to next time. I'm on the boss to include everybody in our giveaway. My idea is we give away 2 items, one domestic, one international. So everybody can get a chance at something. But I think they were a little worried about shipping costs, and agreed. So I'm working on them. We're going to see if I can't change some minds there. Maybe even to the point where I'll just do the international myself. It's absolutely worth it to me to do that, and I would love to do that. So let's see what the boss says, and next time around we'll have a good, maybe 2 giveaways, and we'll pick something really good too. It's my 10-year anniversary, right? So I got a video coming up on that point. We'll talk more about that. But also, I'm going to try to stay a little more organized today, and I'm going to try to stay a little, because I went over all the comments from last time we got together. As I kept writing, it's got to be a page and a half, 2 of all the comments I missed. I hate that. Every one I type in, I just palm plant. I can't believe I missed that. Right. So I'm going to try to stay a little more up to date, but at the same time, we've got a lot to look at, and I don't know why. It just got all these things that want to talk about, but maybe it started with this. How about we do a day that's just maybe some tricks, some tips, and a funny story or two? Let's see if anybody's got a good funny story. You can put in a small comment just to let us know. I've got two shop stories, and they're pretty funny. So think about it. Give it a little bit. We'll come back around to that. And let's see if we've got some funny stories from our shop. We got the best craft going. Let's put a smile on that. And Carrie, too. I've been worried about Carrie. He's been on my mind. My hope is that Carrie found a good job and he's not able to join us at 3. So if that's the case, then prayers have been answered. But let's see, Maz. Good to see your name come up, Maz and Crystal. Okay, you had to. I thought we were friends. Let's see, I'm in 2 states away from a Ren Fair this weekend and next, and going to camp. Currently sitting by a river in the shade. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks for bringing that one up. Yeah, you're going to be real popular. But in all honesty, I wish I was sitting by that river with you. How cool is that? Camping for a Ren Fair. Oh, man, that's one of the great things about some of the Ren Fairs have campsites for just the attendees. All of them have campsites for all the folks that work the fairs. Let me tell you, the party starts when the gates close. I'll just tell you that, because that's a lot of fun working a Ren Fair. Great people, great people. It is really a very, very community-oriented group of people. Help each other out, borrow, loan, help. It's a great group of people. Crystal, I hope you have a great time. That's what I'm trying to get to, is have a great time with that. Scuba Jock with us. Hello from Kansas City. Very nice. Good to see your name pop up. This is kind of right in the middle of the afternoon on a work day. We don't know when to place this. We never did. Our thought now is consistency. Leave it where it is, right? And because in the beginning, we got 5 years ago in the beginning. 5 years ago, and I can't believe we've been doing this for 5 years, but we didn't know where to put it. And the weekend would be the best time, period, right? They just don't want me to work the weekends, and bless them for that, right? For folks with a job, the weekend, it's like gold in your I mean, it's what you live for, right? And even from on a Wednesday. Now, we can kinda sorta see a Friday from here, but it's not that close yet. It's not and it's a double win if it's a Friday and it's a payday. Oh, best day going. So, anyway, let's see Shane. Cessna Shane. Always good to see your name pop up. Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, Shane, I want to be where you are, Crystal. I think we all do. Why don't we just do the live on a riverbank under some shade? I could pull that off. Yeah. We may not talk much about leather. Throw that hook out in the water. Maybe not even put bait on that hook. Just throw that hook in the water. Something to do. Right. So, anyway, Shane, right back at you. What's up, my dude? Love to see you again. Absolutely. Uh, let's see. Oh, Crystal, it's going to be amazing. Billy Blaze. Holy cow, I actually stumbled upon a live. Billy, it's excellent to see your name pop up. I hope you're doing all right, Billy. Good to see your name. Glad you're with us. Bridget Benson, bless your heart. I hope you're doing well. Still, remember that dinner we got to go eat. Just because one restaurant, we were in on Prescott, one restaurant, barbecue place, packed. So we just took off down this side street, found this Indian restaurant. It was delicious. Family run. One of those little surprises in life. And Crystal, I still remember that. Had a great time. Absolutely. Tim Wagster. Happy Chuck Day. Bless your heart. I'm unworthy of that one. Watched Wayne's World the other night. Unworthy. Unworthy. What a great movie. So let's see. Again, gonna try to stay a little more up to date. But two, I've been bad about marking down things that, like, I'll put all this stuff on a script and then I won't mark it down that we talked about it. I could go back, go through the last live and simply watch it instead of concentrating. That ain't going to happen. We've met. Does that even sound like me? So anyway, the problem is I'm not marking off stuff that we've talked about on my script. So from time to time, we talk about stuff again and again and again. And I don't remember 2 weeks. I'm struggling with what I did yesterday, right? So 2 weeks, that's gone. In fact, 8 o'clock this morning is iffy. But we're going to talk about some good stuff. Did have one comment from last time that I did. Ted Chase was talking about sizing bullets, the bullet loops. And I didn't look for these for the last one because I've got a box, I've got a baggie, and it's a tip or a trick for new folks. I keep everything from every video in a big baggie. I've got these like 12 by 14s, patterns and notes and spare parts, and we might talk about that. But the point there is that, let me back up. The project that we start with is the one we end with in my videos, period. Warts and all. That's what I'm doing. Where I'm going with that is now and then, we've got a stand-in because I said something wrong or my mic battery ran out, like dying leather. Can't do that one again, right? And I'll look up. Sometimes I didn't turn my mic on, which, yeah, really. But some of my batteries run out. Oh, here's another fun one. Out of focus. Oh, so sometimes these things happen. So a substitute player will be inserted into the game, right? I'll dye that one. When it dries, I'll switch it back out. So we are back to the original project. It's a gray area on those. It's a gray area, but I mentioned that because I've seen some videos. That ain't the project they started with. And to me, that's cheap, almost dishonest, right? Warts and all. This is what happened. This is how it came out. That's it, period, right? Anyway, so, but what I was talking about, I remembered what my wife always says, don't stop forgetting what you're talking about because you went off on a rant. So thank you, baby. I'll do my best not to. Where I'm going with this is Ted Chase was asking about sizing bullet loops. And yeah, it can be an issue. But again, one of the baggies from one of my videos, and I honestly refer to this pretty regularly. Let me get some of these out so we can see what we've got going here. I got stuff everywhere to look at. The continuing saga of the briefcase. I made another step. I made another step in the continuing story. It's only been 2 years. Yeah. Okay, new folks, it doesn't take that long to make a briefcase. I swear it doesn't. A weekend at most. I just have dragged my feet. Anyway, we'll come back to that. But the point here is that we can make little tests. There we go. Little test strips. Because on these, we've actually got 2 measurements. Let me get this. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is for a 12 gauge. So on my strapping, I'm at 5. Oh, well, good. I picked it. Yeah, there we crap. I got one that's confusing. I should. Oh, it's because I did the metric. Okay. 9 millimeter. All right. So that one's understandable now. So we've got 1.25 inch spread on our loops because they're going to have to come up and go around. But then the spacing on our strapping is 5/8 of an inch. So if you just make a couple of these, it's never an issue. You can always refer back because there are so many different shell sizes. Then this makes it very easy. I've even got, yeah, down to, that's got to be a 22. Yep, 22. The funniest thing is, and I'm so bad about marking things, these are actually marked very nicely. I wonder what happened on that day. 9 millimeter, unmarked. That's always a big. Now, see, that looks like me. that one makes sense to me. 12 gauge, but also too, typically with the bullet loops, I like to sew those. I hand sew those. It's 6 stitches and they're fast. You can sew 6 or 12 in no time at all. We can go with 2 oblongs. Do a rivet on the back. Just to me, well, first off, we're chewing up. Let's see, what would that be? About a 1 3/4, maybe a 2-inch strap. Well, right there, we're knocking out 1.5 inches of leather. So that's going to be a weak point. That's going to give. But at the same time, it's just not my preferred way to go. Same here. We can always do rivets. Cheap, fast, easy. Doesn't look bad. But I think my first couple of words are cheap, fast, easy. When you actually sew these, world of difference. Plus, that's really going to last. So the point there is just make some little test strips. Typically, I'll go 8 to 9 on the body, 4 to 5 on my little strapping. But 2, when we're actually making these, we can wet form these, and we don't have to wet form them. We don't have to wet form these exactly to the bullet. No, let's just get the leather going in that direction so that when it's dry, we've dyed, we've top coated, then we go to hand sew in. That loop already almost knows where it wants to be. We don't have to try to fight it to get around. But also dowels. You can use dowels. There are all kinds of diameters of dowels. And they don't have to be exactly on the nose, pretty close. I like my bullet loops to be a little bit tight because, well, first off, it's going to hold the bullet in. But over time, I don't want that to loosen up so much that the bullets aren't going to stay in it. Okay. So anyway, Ted, I hope that helps. There is a video on that. I can't honestly remember what the name of it is, but I'm sure if you search on YouTube, do the search box for bullet loops, I can't imagine that won't get you there. And I could have looked that up. See, that sounds more like me too. Could have done that. Never crossed my mind. So anyway, let's see. Got some stuff here. Let me check off that because again, and my desire to be more organized. All right, so comments. That means go back to the comments. Right. So yeah. Okay, we've met. Anyway, all right, let's see who else is with us today. Let's see. Okay, Billy plays good, all good comments. Yeah, Bridget, Wilcox, Arizona, very nice. Okay, again, trying to stay more up here. Let's see, Charles Hammett. Nice. Well, first off, Charles, glad you're here. And Hattercat, Dalton Ward. Y'all, excellent. Thanks for joining us. I hope it's worth your time. I hope it's worth your time. Let's see. I recently built a new workbench. Oh, nice. I'm really excited about it. It's oh man, it's 8 foot by 4 foot. It's massive and I love it. Charles, if you've got the room for a table that big, beautiful. A side that is good. Oh, that's so. These are 3 foot, 3 by 8 foot. Nothing fits on them. I mean, it kind of does. It kind of does, but we all have that crap on our tables, right? So when I push my side across, it knocks everything off. Patterns, straight edges, knives. But a 4 by 8, that's like the holy grail of leather shops. And as long as you have enough room around that table, oh, that's nice. The only thing better than that, two 4 by 8 tables back to back. Oh man. In fact, we've got a small list here. I'm going to ask everybody um, some essentials in our leather shop that have nothing to do with leather. And but some of them will surprise us. I've got 6 or 8 of them written down here. But Charles, that is nice. Massive, and I love it. I just keep seeing that pop up. Nice work table. Um, oh, printing studio. Tailor-made leather patch hats. Nice checking in from Tampa, Florida. Hello, right back to our friendly neighbors to the south. Love Florida. Grew up going on vacation in Florida. Still go on vacation in Florida. Always love it. Absolutely. Glad you're here with us. Glad you're with us. Let's see. Oh man, these I can just see them go by so fast. Sorry, y'all, if I missed some of these, most of these, 90% of these. So at the end, we get a little stat. You know, it shows you viewers and all that. It'll show chat rate. That's the average chat per minute. It can be anywhere from 400 to I think 500 or 600. I mean, I think one time it was like 600. Um, Actually, it was more than that. Anyway, the point is chats per minute, right? Anyway, so I think at one point we had like 2,000 comments, and just I hate it. I can't see them all, and I hate that. I just hate not seeing them all, and that always hits home. The next slide when I'm prepping, going through all the comments from last time, really hits home. But y'all, it's so great comments. Great, yeah, all of them, all of them. Anyway, uh, let's see. Okay, Billy Blaze. Let's see, Shane. Yeah, no matter what, I never get notifications for Weaver Lives. We'll check with the boss on that one. We'll check with the boss on that one. And Ted Chase 10 year happy Chuck. Great, congrats. I know that didn't go well. Don't you hate it when a good sentence turns on you? Happy 10 year Chuck. Congrats for that milestone. Ted, bless your heart. 10 years. Dadgum. Um, 10 years. It's just landing because I don't think about that. I never really thought about it. But yeah, so anyway, got a couple of videos coming out, and we'll talk more about that in the upcoming videos. We'll get around to that. Yeah, Crystal, 8 by 4 bit sounds nice. Oh, 4 by 8. Anyway, okay. Oh, Ron Dowdy. Good to see your name pop up, Ron. I'm glad you're with us. Absolutely, y'all. Great group of people. Just my our Leathercraft family. It's what a great place to be. What a great place. Steve Brewer. It's good. Good to see your name pop up too, Steve. Man, look at all these. Okay, Vanessa Kitty, yeah. Reloading, no kidding. Always wanted to do that. Chuck Mart. Good name, Chuck. Good name. Yeah. My I'll let you know how my day goes after the live. If I just say something stupid. Because let me tell you, thinking on my feet, not one of my strong points. Not one of my assets. But Chuck, nonetheless, doesn't matter. I'm glad you're with us. Glad you're with us. Tom Leary. Uh, Kitchen table is my workshop. That's where I started. Still have the table. Still have the table. Sure do. I remember working on that table. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Vanessa Kitty, my coffee table in my living room becomes my drawing and leather making spot. It's a good place to be. It's comfortable, got the TV. The kitchen is close, right? Yeah. So very nice. And my first work table was okay, it was in college. It was that same table, but we had this little house and it was on, I'm not kidding you, The street was named L and a Half Street. Wasn't even enough street to have a whole letter, L and a Half Street. But it was like these little red houses that were about the size of a boxcar, maybe, but half a boxcar. There was no I could answer the phone in the kitchen from my bed in the bedroom, right? Right, so you could kinda call it the kitchen, but it was kind of the living room too. Anyway, but it does get those days, happy to have it. Oh, man, happy to have it. That was great. Uh, I'll let you okay, wait a minute, I'm gonna 'cause I Charles have it. I highly, highly overbuilt my bench. It's way longer than it needs to be, but I'm just excited I can bolt my arbor press, yeah, and burnishing and sanding machines to it. Super sturdy. Excuse me, Charles, I would not consider that overbuilt at all. Actually, it sounds perfect. It sounds like you nailed it. So enjoy that. Yeah, very nice. Uh, bless your heart, Billy. Bless your heart. Comments like that mean more than you know. Always makes me feel good no matter what's going on in my life. Billy, I hope your life is going okay. I hope things are working for you. Just brings everyone up. Not many folks around that can do that these days. Bless your heart. Again, feel unworthy on that one. But means more than you know. It really does, y'all, and everybody here. Thank you for being here. I hope it's worth your time. I really do. Let's let's have fun with our craft. We've got the best craft going. Nobody can argue with that. Maybe not the oldest. Okay, we discussed this. Our woodworking cousins, um, they might be first. I fought that. I have fought that. They may be first. But you never know. I mean, you never know. Maybe we were cold, right? Yeah, we talked about this. A big mammoth, woolly mammoth coat. Oh, styling around the cave. Woolly mammoth pouch, boots. Come on, right? Styling, fashionista 6 million years ago. Yeah, right. So, anyway, oh, woolly mammoth coat. That would be warm. That would be warm. Uh, yeah, Vanessa Kitty. I so many names that I think about a lot of the names, between the 2 weeks because I'm always writing down little notes for the next round and whatnot. And I always think, oh, I haven't seen them or haven't heard. I hope everything's okay. That's always my first thought. I hope everything's okay. Usually it's because somebody's at work. Yeah. Or life. Life happens around these. And again, 3 o'clock in the middle of the afternoon. It's right in the middle of a work day, right in the middle of a work week. But we'll stick where we are. We'll stick where we are. Uh, oh, Johnson Creek Leather. I have a friend who wants a pickleball racket case. I was just thinking Crazy Horse Water Buffalo. Yeah, the 4 to 5 ounce. Oh, distressed, rustic. Takes a nice hand sewn stitch. If that's the one you're thinking about, I think that could be a really pretty racket cover. Racket cover. Let me jot it down. Okay, for those of us that aren't familiar, I've got a list. The 100 things we can make out of leather. I passed 100 like 5 years ago, and I keep adding to it. I mean, every time, I think every live, we see another project, never thought of it. Never even thought about that. So nice. Johnson Creek Leather. Thank you for that one. Very cool. Yeah, pickleball's becoming so popular. It's like full-size ping pong, right? That's kind of the feeling I get from it, but it looks like a fun game, and man, that's just exploded out of nowhere. Uh, Crystal. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, this is a great. All right, so Crystal, I just got a 380 last week. In fact, that's what my wife carries. And the man at the counter heard my husband tell me to make a holster. Oh boy. And the guy was instantly asked if I had made them and if I would for him. Wow. Talk about a customer that just fell out of the sky right into your lap. Oh, don't we all hope for something like that? Um, okay, Vanessa Kitty, I've been using the patio island that is a bar height to cut out very large pieces. The granite top is large enough to use my F-clamps to hold the stuff still as I slice. Excellent. Oh, that's a lot of the, and I'm not even gonna say old school leather shops that I've been in, but a lot of leather shops I've been in with old school folks, their table is much higher. I mean, it's like, I don't know, 40 inches, maybe. Um, I've never really understood that, but I kinda think I do because a lot of the old school folks, like saddle makers, they'll use a trim knife. So they're not cutting from the top, they're cutting from the bottom. You can let that hang over the side and you can cut nicely. You can absolutely see what you're cutting. I don't use a trim knife because, again, I'm just not that good at sharpening. And boy, if that trim knife isn't as sharp as, say, like one of our art knives, you're going to struggle. It's going to be hard to cut. The leather's going to move around. You're not going to hit that pattern. So, but I think that's part of the reason because I tend to like about, I think mine, I forgot, but I think mine are 33 inches, which is like standard table, standard desk height, table height, because for me, I can reach further. I have more upper body strength and I can actually see better. I can see over what I'm doing. Um, Now my pattern table's a little bit shorter, um, because I use a stool over there and my pattern table is simply for that. And we see it in the videos. That's just for drawing, working on patterns and whatnot. I'll set some spots over there once in a while or whatever. Um, but yeah, something like I think my tables are 33 inches, give or take. But you know what? Be comfortable. That's the point. Be comfortable. And we're even going to talk, if we get to it, about mauls. That big 3-pound baby. Um, because for the newer folks, it's a good point. And in fact, I tell you what, we'll segue into that. Tell you what, let me set it right there so I don't forget what I'm talking about. I wonder why that mall's there. I can't. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, let's see. All right, so Vanessa, we got good, cool call on that one. Um, oh, Sierra Mooney coming in. Okay, nice. Very nice. Coming in with some good tricks, tips, things that you like. Don't hesitate. Everybody. That's what this is about. Trading information. Absolutely. And I've said it before. You're probably tired of hearing it, but I'll say it again. If you put up something, the smallest little thing. Now, I don't want to get off on a rant because I'll forget what I'm talking about. The point is that there's no telling who's going to see that one little trick or tip or what you like to use or that may change the whole game for them. Somebody's new at it. They're stuck on a problem. Can't figure this out. The worst thing that can happen, period, is they get frustrated. They walk away. They walk away from the craft, period. When just the smallest little piece of information could absolutely change that for them. Who knows where they can go with that? Now, what I was going to say so I didn't get lost was, and I was thinking this the other day. I was setting a whole bunch of rivets. Um, One of the little tricks is when we're setting a rivet is don't look at the rivet. Look at the top of the rivet setter. When you're setting those, it's just like baseball. Um, Look at the ball. Don't look at the bat. Don't look at the pitcher. Don't look at the base. You look at the ball because that's what you're going to make contact with. It's the same with a setter. If you look at the top of that setter, when you set that, you'll get a good clean set every time. But I don't think about that. That's something that could absolutely, how many people could that help? How many people are struggling with double caps? We hit it, that thing offsets, it's dinged our leather. It's now a big mess, right? Who knows what that little bit, but I don't think about it. You know, for a lot of us that have been at it a long time, there's just so many little things we do second nature, don't think it might, doing the shop tricks. And those get good views, and I'm so happy to hear that. I hope that helps. I hope there's just in that video, there's one little thing that just helps somebody completely, that gets them over that hump, across that finish line, or knocks out that mistake that they had trouble with. Maybe it's correctable. Anyway, the point is, drop in the smallest little trick or tip that you can think of. There's no telling who that's going to help. No kidding. It could change somebody's entire career. or life. And I mean, okay, I make a living off leather. A bunch of us do. At some point, what if we just got frustrated and walked away? Where would we be without this, right? Yeah. So anyway, going a little zen on you there, but you never know. I mean, that the butterfly flaps his wings and prehistoric and the whole future changes. Eh, blah blah. Theoretical theory. You know what? Okay. So here's the one. There are two kinds. Well, there's the optimist, right? The glass is always half full. The pessimist, glass is always half empty. I'm a realist. If I stick around here long enough, I'm gonna have to wash the damn thing. So get on with it, right? Right? Kind of the more pragmatic approach to all of it. Yeah, wax on all about all the theory, blah blah. I'm gonna go back to work and make something pretty. Right. So anyway, but here's a good point. Um, for the newer folks, or for a lot of us too, maybe something in here is gonna help. But mallets. Um, the one point I want to make here, they all do the same thing. The mallets and mauls, they all do exactly the same thing. But typically for me, I'm really only using two of these. Now let's start here because the poly, these are not a bad mallet. It's actually a good mallet. I use these for my classes. I got 10 or 12 over in my class kit. I'm not kidding. I bought this in the 90s. The company that sold the Blackhead, they don't even make these anymore. I don't think I've seen. I'm not kidding. I can bet I've set 15,000 or more rivets and probably punched hundreds. I don't know how many. The point is, this mallet, which I probably paid $12 for 30 years ago, is still the mallet that I keep on my table over here in my shop. And I'll stamp, I'll carve, I'll set rivets with that. So the poly, worth every penny. It absolutely is. Now, for me personally, because I work for Weaver and I grabbed the wrong one, but it doesn't matter. This is the rawhide, which leather, rawhide mallet is leather. This is my favorite because it's got a little more weight to it than the poly does. But here's a good point. The one I like to use is the 11 ounce. That's the one we see in all the videos. The green handle. This is a 20-ounce mallet, and I don't know if you could, this is a heavy mallet. I don't typically use that because it wears out my hand. But if we like the mallets over the mauls, if we like the mallets, that's going to be perfect for our bigger round end English point and oblong, or maybe even our like the large round holes, half inch, 3/4 inch, even 1 inch. That's going to work for us there. But I don't use this very often. But for people who do tack, we're always us. I'm not really including myself in that. But for the folks that are using like 2/8/9s back to back, that's going to be the perfect mallet for, say, 1.5 inch or maybe 2 inch oblong or round end or English punch. Now, the mauls, love them. Love them. You can see there's two techniques with using these. A lot of the toolers will hammer like this. I tend to like to hold the head in my hand and hammer. That's just my call. I just feel like I've got a little more control over this. And that actually comes from Charlie Davenport. He was a guy at Tandy Leather that tooled all their catalog covers. And if you ever look at those aren't graphics. Those are actually tooled pieces. If you ever look back at some of the older Tandy, those are actually tooled pieces. I wish I'd grabbed one. I've got two or three. I know you got to keep up with what the competition's doing, right? You got to keep up. Anyway, that's our Charlie. And boy, he did some pretty work. You'll see it. Oh, and also, I know, okay, we're talking about that other company, but the point is that on their pages in their catalog of all the stamps, look at the borders. That's all stamped leather. That's again not graphic, not generated. That's actually tooling that he did, that Charlie did. I've got a picture. Anyway, that's where I picked up that trick was from Charlie. There was another place, and to be honest with you, I don't actually remember if they did this or this. I used to buy a lot of leather from a saddlery company. You probably would recognize her name. Anyway, um, They had two guys. Their whole job was tooling saddles. Period. Loved their workstations. They had like an angled workbench. It was kind of angled. Then it flattened out because they had their tool racks right up there. Oh man, they had some nice tools, and they used the mauls on everything. They tooled everything. All the saddles that all the saddles the company sold that had tooling or carving on it. Um, there's another trick I picked up from them, and we'll talk a little bit more about this. But padding our tools, um, those guys, most of their tools, like their bevels, and backgrounders that they're going to use a lot, they'd actually wrap. God, that was so old. I don't even know what. It's backgrounder. Anyway, a little gauze, and some tape, and what it does, it gives you it's a more comfortable to the hand if you're doing a lot of backgrounding and whatnot. But also for those of us that may like some of these little bitty stamps, um, for those of us that are a little bit older, sometimes it can be hard to hold that little bitty tool. But yeah, that'll help. And these are actually a little rough and need to be replaced. But that's where I picked up padding my tools, was from those guys that their whole job was tooling leather. I always thought that was cool. Love their workbench, love their work. But um, the point is that they all do the same thing. They all do the same thing. You see a lot of the pros using the mauls. I do like them all. Now, for me, I like a 1.5, maybe 2 pound. Two's getting a little heavy because we don't want to wear out our arm as we're tooling. We're going to have to hit that little tool a lot of times. And I don't want to tear out my arm. To me, 1.5 seems to be just about the right weight. Now, right here, 3 pound. I've probably almost never used this. Again, but I don't work on the big stuff. If you have two, say, saddle skirting back to back, you've got to do an English punch or an oblong. That is the route to go. This is one, seriously heavy. But also two on these, stacked leather handle. Yeah, I've done a stacked leather handle. That's on the list to do. I've done one or two, but it's just not. There's folks out there that really know how to do these. I'm not one of them, and I don't want to do a video on something that I'm just not totally familiar with. Yeah, let's go that route. But nonetheless, stacked leather handle. That's very nice. These are the Barry King tools. And I tell you what, if Barry's going to make something, it's going to be a quality tool. The point is, they all do the same thing. Go with what's comfortable. Above all, go with what's comfortable. And the last point here. Oh, well, let's look at this too. Yeah, look at that baby. That was my original maul. That's got to be a 3 pound. But yeah, I've done a little punching with this old girl. And in fact, I mean, notice I've got pipe clamps on it. That clamp, because it kept hurting my finger, I taped it. Then I taped it again. And it looks like I might have taped it again. That one has seen some work. And that one held me for years. But the one last point on this, and we'll jump back over to the comments. I don't want to use a metal hammer. Multiple reasons. First off, well, that's what it's going to do to our tool. I had the other tool here that I was going to use as an example of what it before and after. Anyway, those setters are about that long. That was my first setter. And if you can tell how many rivets I set with a metal hammer. In fact, the hammer's still up there. It's a ball peen. But that's the point. We don't want to use metal hammers on our tools. You're going to trash our tools. Bit of a flaking issue. Very small. Still there, though. But the biggest point, we're going to tear up our tools. And also like the rubber mallets. I'd probably avoid those, mainly because of a double bounce. And we've had them. Oh, who's done a double bounce on a letter stamp and you just want to, right? We don't want double stamps because of a double bounce on our hammer. So I'd say go with the rawhide. Go with our 11-ounce rawhide. You're going to love it. It's a great mallet. It really is. It's an overall mallet. It'll do everything that us crafters do. So anyway, that's my spiel. Let me mark it out so we don't do this again. There we go. Oh, I feel so organized. This is cool. So what's going to happen is we're going to get through this, and then I'm going to have to go over and knock over one of my organizers just to feel normal again. Okay, who's done that? We'll come to that. All right, keep that in mind for the funny stories, because here shortly we're going to do some funny stories. Because I want to hear these. I've got a couple, but I want to hear some of these from our shops. Okay, on the giveaway, we're not doing a giveaway this week, and I hate that. I'm a bit disappointed, but we're gonna save up for the next time. We'll do something good. I talked to the boss or talked to Miriam. I hadn't talked to the boss yet. We're gonna do something up. We'll do something up. 10-year anniversary. Got to do something, right? Got to do something for y'all, and it's for y'all. That's what we're doing something for y'all, and that's all right. So anyway, okay. So back over to the comments because I just see him flying by. I just hate that. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. But just from my end, I hate seeing that because I can't answer them all. That's the problem. That's the problem. Let's see. Richie O. Hey, Chuck, thanks for influencing me into leather. Trying many different projects. The sky's the limit. Richie O, you're exactly right. The sky's the limit. Very, very cool. Thank you for that comment. Lane, hope you're doing all right. Let's see. Okay, dead blow hammers are the way to go if you get a lot of double bounce. Okay, good. I've seen them. I surely have used double somewhere along the way, but the dead blows, I don't know if how many times I've used one. So anyway, good tip, Lane. Good tip. Anybody else? Toss in your tips here if you like the mallets. Mallet or maul? Discuss. Right. So anyway, let's see. Oh, Sierra Mooney, nice. Okay. Yeah, Sierra, that's actually funny. Yeah, poorly made stamps. I'm with you on that one. I know. I've got them, and I should go grab one. I've got one that's actually bent like that. It's a little kitty. It's either a little Scotty or a little cat, but it's bent like that. And at Weaver, on one of the new product meetings, long time ago, um, somebody had sent us some samples of their tools, and somebody handed me one, and it felt odd. I mean, it felt cheap. So I just did the tech. I'm not kidding. I didn't even have to try, and I bent that tool in a bow, gave it back to whoever said, nah. And they're like, ooh, no. So anyway, product of the week, oddly enough, stamp tools. And we'll come back to that because I even did us a little sample. So maybe I can help find some good tools for y'all because it's all the difference in the world. And here's another one that's all the difference in the world. The quality of the tannage, Shaheen or Herman Oak. I know these are expensive. For us crafters, they're both expensive pieces of leather. We sell smaller cuts. So if you're doing a project, like I think we have 12 by 24s and maybe half sides. I should know this. Well, we've met, right? I work here. I just don't know anything about it, but still. So anyway, if you're going to do a smaller project and you really want to do some pretty carving or stamping, buy a panel of it, case it. Take your time, do it right. Case that leather, get it to where it needs to be for stamping. Your work is going to look gorgeous. And I'll say this again. All right, so quality stamps, but quality leather. We do the leather right. We case it. Our work is going to look so much better without any increase in our skill level, simply because the quality of the tools and the materials that we're using, I promise you, get a piece of that Shaheen leather or Herman Oak. Do a little tooling, do a little carving on that. You'll be amazed. We've actually got a video. Our single shoulders, double shoulders, it's good leather. It's a good leather. We've been buying that leather. Our single shoulder has been coming from the same tannery since we started day one, mid 80s. Still buying them from them. They know what they're doing. I think we have the best single shoulders on the market. But there's a video out there comparing. I don't know how long I did this. I don't even know. Anyway, tooled a little on the Morning Glory, little pattern on the single shoulder, I think, may have been a double shoulder. And then on the Shaheen, you can just see on the Shaheen, the lines are they're so crisp. And your backgrounding, It's just incredibly consistent. When you look at them separate, well, the double shoulder, single shoulder, it looks good. It looks good. But when you put them side by side, I was blown away. I was surprised at the difference between the two. So, yeah, quality tools, and we'll come back around to product of the week. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. And I got to keep an eye on the clock too. Because we're not, doing the giveaway. I've got a 15 and a 45-minute warning, right? So I kind of know. So how's it 3:45? Crap. I was thinking it was like 3:20. Plenty of time. Ample room. Okay. Well, that's disappointing. Why doesn't work go this fast? I say that every time. I say that. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to jump back over here. Blue Rose Lion. Hope you're doing all right. It's good to meet you up in Wyoming. Stall Rev. Again, and take your time. Do not rush the projects. Paying attention, taking your time, concentrating. 3 things I just can't seem to help. I can't wrap my head around. Just can't. Somewhat. Joking there somewhat, but if you ever tool along or you're sewing along and your mind kind of wanders off and all of a sudden you're not really paying attention to what you're doing and you screw something up, right? Yeah. I would never do that today. Anyway, night for today. I was hammering with a monkey wrench yesterday. My only question, does it work? That's all that matters. Excuse me. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Oh, let me back up. Nick, let's see. Is that Willoughby? I use a punch press for most things that I need a mallet for. I use it for tooling. Stitching irons is an adaptation I made to work with my disability rather than give up. Nick, go. I've heard that before. I've got a drill press, and I've heard folks talk about like a basket weave. Put your basket weave in the drill press. Now you've got all the power you need, one-handed, no less. And you can put a guide on that. So that basket weave, nicely, good tip on that one, Nick. And I know there's other folks out there that can take that trick or that tip and use it. Nick, thanks for that one. Absolutely. Yeah, okay, Kelsey James, Mallet. Okay, I was going to keep up to date, but I'm not. Yo, Vanessa Kenny. I always wondered if you were near the international date line, could you get after holiday sales twice? I never thought about it, but now that's one that's going to keep me up at night. Yeah, right. Anyway. Oh, Bob Z. What are some good stamps to use for a medieval look? Oh, Bob. I can help on that one. Right. All right, so the clock is just flying by. All right, let's do this. Look at all the stuff I'm just blasting by. Because I had all this stuff written out for today that we were going to talk about. We'll do it next time. We'll go long next time. How about that? We'll just make it long. Jump in, jump out when you can. That's all that's important. Jump in when you can. We all have life going on. Okay, so let's back over here. And we'll come back to some of these if we've got a little bit of time. Glad I went to the trouble right? Glad I went to the trouble. Okay. All right, so. All right, let's go with this. All right, tool. The tool or leather for the week. I don't have to read that. I can simply say. Anyway. Okay, let's do this because, right, just kind of keep my job. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I want to say on the tool of the week. Our stamp tools. We have 2 different kinds. We've got a less expensive. They're fine. They're great. In fact, on the lesser tool, that's one There's a backgrounder right there that I use. Shader, textured bevel. They're great tools. They're not bad tools at all. Um, but what I do want to say is that we've got the next tier up. And I'm thinking these are 30 bucks. I should have looked. Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's going to happen. We're with you, Chuck. The point is, these tools, in my opinion, should be twice what they are. I love these tools. Well, first off, you can feel it. It's a good quality tool. It's got that nice matte finish. One nice trick, and your camera right there. The number on that tool is absolutely visible. You can see that. It's actually inset and painted black. On these guys, I don't even know if there is a number on that. Most of them, there's not. Anyway, the bigger point here is the head of this tool. First off, the designs. All kinds of gorgeous designs. Sorry, excuse me. There we go. All kinds of very cool designs. But even more than that, they're very well done designs. We've got distance between the face and the inset. That's a big point. There are a lot of tools out there. There's just too much metal on the head for us to get a good stamp. But then at the same time, from the high and the low on the stamp, it's like 1/1000th of an inch. That's not going to do any good. But with these tools, we've got a nice inset on these. And some of these are so cool. Well, first off, we've got some Celtic designs on these. We've got like a three-way basket weave that's got a little Celtic knot in it. We've got a sideways basket weave with a Celtic knot. But okay, I don't know how well we're going to see these, but I actually, in a fit of organization, actually marked down what these tools are because I was going to point out a couple. Well, right off the bat, we want a good medieval look right here, and this stamp is D2171. 2171, it's one of my all-time favorites. But also, if we do a basket weave, notice it's got this very cool little interior design. We can leave it there, or we can drop something in on that one. These I love and have yet to use in a video. We're going to. But we've got a braid border stamp that is so cool. Well, there's two stamps actually. There's one that's long, and then there's one that's short. So we can actually take that around a pretty tight curve. That's D2195 and D2196. That's actually a very close to a very, I know I get so excited when I'm talking stamps because I love stamping. Anyway, it's kind of like a Spanish basket wave. There's another small braid. Um, Here I think this might be one of my favorite tools. This is the G2286. It's a geometric tool. So many things we can do. You may not be able to see it, but go on the website. You'll get a better look at it. We've used this in a lot of videos. I think that is my all-time favorite stamp simply because it gives us the best, cleanest, most crisp, deep stamp that I know of, and I absolutely love it. And we can do so many things with that. But the point is, the second tier up on our stamp tools, I think they should be worth twice of what we're selling them for. I absolutely love these. And I don't even know, we've got to have 100 or more. But also, too, there's all the veiners, and there's camos, and there's backgrounders. It's not just geometric. There's border stamps. There's floral. Anyway, there's a bunch of them. So that's my product of the week. And I absolutely love the stamps. And I love making combinations with the stamps. We did this belt in a video. I think that's the prettiest belt going. I made it to myself and then I lost weight. Can't wear it. Wah, wah, wah. Welcome to Chuck's Leathercraft. Anyway, well, let's see. Let's see what just something I put over here. Okay, the one point here is for those of us who want to get into carving, if we start by stamping, what's happening is we're starting to get used to the feeling of the tool in our hand, how that tool stamps, how deep we come up to speed with that certain stamp. Because our next step up, and if you ever want to teach carving, this is a great way to go. If you want to teach a little class or somebody comes over to your shop, the feather is always a great way to go. It's relatively easy to do. But the biggest points, first off, we're starting to learn how to trace in. We're learning how to use our swivel easily without hard, sharp turns or small cuts. Um, we're learning how to use both a smooth bevel, a textured bevel, but also the hair tool. And I tell you what, if you don't have a hair tool, it is the one thing that makes the feather just pop out. Without that, it's a nice feather. It's pretty, but when you add that, it's 100% difference in that. But the point is, it's fun to do a little feather because the brand new folks, it always comes out great. It does, and they're always happy with it. That's one of our little Celtic stamps. It's just a little meander stamp, but I love the design. Again, the design that's created inside the stamp as we stamp. That's one of my favorite things about stamping is additional designs emerge when we combine stamps, different stamps, similar stamps. How about we add some spots? I like spots. You're probably not familiar with that. You watched any of my videos. But anyway, working in the spots on that. And then one of my favorites. We've seen this. We actually use this on the shoulder bags, the shoulder saddle bags. I think that's one of the coolest designs going. It's a little Western. It's a little steampunk. It could go a lot of different ways, but another great example of combining stamps to create very cool designs. And I think we did the math, 5 million possibilities. If you combine 5 stamps, it's either 5 million possibilities or 4.2 million possibilities. I can't remember. There's a lot. Yeah, let's just go with that. There's a lot. Okay. 356. Holy crap. Notes from the boss. Flash sale. Oh, this is a good one. The Mighty Wonder, the 4-ton clicker and the 8-ton clicker. If you've ever thought buying a clicker, oh man, you could boom, boom, done. Your whole piece is cut and you can get holes in it. I'd grab some of my, why not? Why not? Yeah, here we go. So we've got a die here, steel rule die, and we've got poly dies. I should have got those. I should have picked one of those. Anyway, that's a die. But notice, at Weaver, we make these. We'll make them for you. Send us your design. We can drop in round end, English punch, oblongs. This one's actually got the holes in it. Billet, that's actually got the oblong in it. So the point is, if you're starting to make a little bit of work, 4-ton is great. 8-ton is even better. But don't forget this. We can impress with our clicker as well. Have a die made like I know I keep, anyway, have a little brass die made with your logo, maker's mark, 4-ton, boom, boom, done. It's perfect every time. 15% off. Now, that's a chunk of money because these are a little more expensive. And that offer ends on Monday. Here's another one. Watch for Christmas in July. This is July 25th through 28th. Free shipping site-wide. Yeah, there we go. That always helps because that money we spend in shipping, now that can go to a tool, right? Or yeah. One more special buy leather section on our website. You'll see a little tab, sale tab. Under that, there's a special buy leather section. We just added some new leathers to that. That's a good deal. Us crafters, right? Sale, that's the same as squirrel, right? Sale. Shiny white object, shiny object. Yeah, that always draws our attention. So, okay, we got that knocked out. 358. We're coming in almost on time outside of the 7 pages of information that we did not get to. Okay, here's one more. Let's see, videos and then other videos in other news. Ooh, nice organization. All right, so got one coming up. I think it's Friday. I think it's this Friday. It's a great video if you want to start carving leather. We do, again, similar. We're not doing the feather. We're doing something else, but simple straight lines. But you're going to get a feel for your swivel, the bevel, and one of my favorite stamps, simply because it puts in such a nice, clean impression. I think that's up on Friday. Double cap rivets. I didn't write down who commented on this, and I should. My fail on that one. But we had someone new having trouble with double cap rivets. So I just did a full video on double cap rivets. And then 10-year compilation. Working on that now, picking some of my favorite products or projects, some of y'all's by views. We'll maybe do some problem children, some funny notes, some things like that. So anyway, 10-year compilation video coming up. And I think we got everything. At least everything that'll help me keep my job. So yeah, which is good. Even though this working for a living thing cuts into my day. Anyway, we're going to save all that for next time. That'll give us plenty to talk about. And I bet we're going to go long next time. 10-year anniversary. Don't feel like you got to be here for the whole thing. Jump in, jump out, say hello. That's all that's needed. You don't even have to say hello. Just being here. That's all that matters. Y'all, it's 4 o'clock. We're going to wrap it up. Again, I even said it. Then I'm going to pay more time on a step. Yeah, okay. Get me to talk about leather. That's easy to do. Tricks get me to shut up. So, y'all, Daniel Oates, Billy, Vanessa, Elaine, Chuck, is that Juraj? Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Doesn't matter. Glad you're here. Glad you're with us. I hope it was worth y'all's time today. I hope it's good information. We'll get to some funny stories next time. We'll do that. We're going to laugh. We're going to smile. We got the best craft going. No one can argue with that simple fact. All right. So, y'all, we're going to see you in 2 weeks. I hate those things. Going to see you in 2 weeks. I'm just going to leave this stuff here because we didn't talk about any of it. Yeah, because we need a video. We need a holster for these beautiful things. Right? Yeah. So, in the works. All right. Y'all have a great evening. Great second half of your week. Great weekend. Work on something beautiful. Just get in your shop and just have a blast with it. And let's make something let's hit one out of the ballpark. Yeah, that's what it's all about. All right, love y'all. God bless each and every one of you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll do my best to make it interesting. All right, so good luck with your projects. Yeah. All right, bye, y'all.